got to fight. You have to battle. There are times you're not making shots and you'll even miss free throws, but battle and keep it close because we got players that have a will to win.
This is the Morning Rush.
So are we heading for a weather crisis this weekend, Tommy? I know some people are making it out to be like a snow blizzard, a snowmageddon, rough times ahead. Are you a guy that before stuff like this happens, you go to the grocery store and stock up? I've got taco supplies, I've got frozen pizzas, and I've got some eggs. And
100%.
that's what
I worry about starving to death over those 24 hours you may not be able to get out of the house, right? I'm really concerned myself about, me and everyone in my house, not having enough Doritos to survive the storm. Here's what I was actually thinking about. I'm in the ESPN 99.5 studios this morning. I was driving up and I'm like, with Colton and with Ty, for 22 years, if there's been snow, we had to park the cars down the road, figure out a way to scale out of the driveway. I could just sit by the fire and do the show this week. It's 9 to 11. Don't have to worry about it. Can you handle it, Ty, if we get a foot of snow?
I don't know. I live further away from the studios than I used to.
Yeah, but my driveway's downhill both ways. So,
and I have a two-wheel drive Toyota Camry, which I don't know how it's going to get through the snow. It's gotten before. Listen, the one thing you could say about me in 6.5 years, the only time I didn't make it to a show, and I say, let me rephrase. I was at the show in time, but I do a lot of stuff beforehand. The only time is because I drank too much the night before. That's happened one time in 6.5 years. So snow, sickness, I felt like absolute dog bleep before, and I've still showed up to work. Snow has not kept me from work before, so knock on wood, this Thursday, it's not really Thursday, but this Friday, we won't have any issues where I can't make it to work. I'll probably have to wake up and leave a little early. Tommy, I was unaware. Did you know it was a law until 2023 that you were not allowed to leave your car running unattended? They had to get a bill to repeal that. Apparently, that was Arkansas Code 27-51-1306. I don't want to get into too many particulars, but basically what it says is you can't run in.
Now, which code? I want to make sure I wrote that down.
27-51-1306. I'm reading it on 5 News.
Got it.
Yeah, you got it down. I'm reading this on 5 News this morning. I was like, you're telling me this was, you could actually get in trouble or fined for this prior to February 9th of 2023? But apparently that was the thing. They had to get a bill to basically repeal it. So now you can leave your car running unattended. Brother, I've left my car running unattended since I got that 98 Dodge Ram back when I was like 15. I don't know. I don't know how. This has not been widely spread. I didn't know this was a law. There's just certain laws I have no idea about. So if I break them, I'm just going to be like, well, I was oblivious. I was ignorant. So you can't get me in trouble for it. And that would have been one of them prior to last year, or I guess a year and a half ago.
Man, when you're younger and you have a car that's just a piece of crap, you leave it, and you got a loan on it, so you got to have full coverage. Man, you leave that thing running with the keys in it and a note, please steal. That's exactly what you do when you're younger. But now we got these cars that don't even need a key to start them, right? You got to have the button. So when it's cold like this, man, leave that thing running, take the keys with you because the car can't go very far. But, man, this time of the year, I would break that law because you've got remote start, you got all these things, but the main thing is you got to get that car warmed up, right?
Yeah,
I can only imagine in bigger cities. The reason they had that law, I would assume, is so people wouldn't steal cars that people were trying to warm up in the morning.
Well, I think about the Cotton Bowl this weekend being Friday night. I know Bo was talking about the weather the East can endure. I've got a bunch of friends in Dallas, and they were talking about this weekend. You think about all across Arkansas. Tommy, I know this is surprising. I have another wedding this weekend. It's in Little Rock. I was thinking about my trek to the great capital city of our state and thinking how that's going to go on Friday after it starts snowing at 5 o'clock Thursday night and snows all the way up through the afternoon. So I don't know how that's going to go. So I typically, and you know this because you've just kind of looked at me odd before, and I don't blame you for doing this. I typically, when I wake up, I'll look at the weather maybe once or twice a week, but this has actually been a week where I'm like, okay, I actually need to monitor what's going on just in case, and that I don't end up in a ditch or something somewhere when I'm driving off the road. We'll see how it goes, but for those that are out driving this week, Gavin and Fayetteville, and all those that are working outside this week, be as safe as you can. Bundle up and don't catch that cold like I've had for the past week or so.
Hogs play Wednesday night. They'll have the game on TV at your locally owned Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith. Half-price apps and taps for the game Wednesday night. Weather's not going to be to the point you can't get there and enjoy the game and have all your favorite appetizers half price, your favorite beers on tap half price as well. Arkansas, Ole Miss, 6 o'clock. Watch it at Joe's Grill and Cantina on South 74th Street across from Harps and Fort Smith. I'm driving up the 49 this morning. And it's about 18, 20 degrees. He's getting the higher peaks. It's a little colder. You can see the frozen fog or the clouds that are freezing on the treetops above you as you're making your way up the Ozarks. I get to about Greenland, and I go right before I get to exit 60, Ty, I go through about a half a mile where it's not like a blizzard snowing, but it's obviously snowing for about a half a mile, maybe 3/4 of a mile. Get to exit 60 where you get off of the ballpark, pretty well quits. Get up 49 a little more towards Johnson on top of that hill after you come around the curve by the auto park, and it's snowing again. So clearly the elements in Benton and Washington County are just right, that if you're at the right elevation, a little bit of flurries falling out there.
We got a text from B in Clarksville. Tommy said, I remember when the Arkansas River froze over and people were walking out on it. Have you ever done that? Like, I think about in Batman, I think it's the Dark Knight Rises, and it's the Judgment and stuff. I've seen people go out on rivers and ponds. I've always been too much of a scaredy cat. Have you ever gone out on a quote-unquote frozen body of water, which it probably wasn't all that frozen to begin with?
Two things. I don't want to be anywhere where it's that cold to freeze it. Like I ever watch that show Ice Road Truckers, where they're driving 18-wheel trucks up in Canada and Alaska.
Oh, okay, way up top. All right.
No, yeah, way up there. The frozen tundra. I don't want to be anywhere that cold, but I certainly don't want to be anywhere that cold and wet. Yeah, no, I ain't walking across frozen water. No,
okay.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to chat with Bruce's son, Slate Stan, coming up in just one bit. Calls and texts welcome here on this Tuesday at 877-377-6963. But before we get to that, I want to get to what Jerry Jones said, not on Landman, but recently about Mike McCarthy in our opening drive.
Why would you consider making a change?
Again, I don't know that I am considering making a change. Really, what I'm saying, I agree with you. And the complimentary verbiage, complimentary is, I think, fact. I think I can say that about him, no matter what I'm thinking.
This is the opening drive presented by First Financial Mortgage in Fort Smith.
So the audio is not the best there, but if you could pull it out, it was Jerry Jones being asked about keeping Mike McCarthy. That's what the main question is for Dallas Cowboys fans here in the coming weeks, and maybe less than that. Doug Peterson has been let go by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Gerard Mayo has been let go by the New England Patriots. And now the question becomes, will Mike McCarthy be let go by the Dallas Cowboys? Tommy, Adam Schefter reported yesterday that the Chicago Bears have sought permission to interview Dallas Cowboy head coach Mike McCarthy. Source told him and Todd Archer. I just kind of laugh because Bears fans are furious about this. This guy does have a Super Bowl, but it's been a while. Would that be like the best case scenario if he just ended up going to Chicago and it was not like I don't know, like for the trade particulars and everything that's involved? That's a little over my head, but would that just be the best case scenario for both parties, for Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy,
Maybe.
if he ended up in Soldier Field, soon to be, I guess, a new stadium?
Maybe it's not in your division. You're not going to see the Bears very often if you're a Cowboys fan. But then it comes back to the age-old question we love to ask around here. Well, who you going to get? Jones can open. And you go from a proven commodity with a Super Bowl ring as a coach to a very much unproven commodity as a coach. Player, absolutely, with Dion. But, we don't see enough of what goes on behind the scenes, both in Jerry's side of the fence, McCarthy's side of the fence. There's a lot more spinning plates in an NFL franchise than there is in a college football program because there's just more layers of authority, more layers of power. Mm-hmm. It stops and it begins and ends in very much as far as personnel with a head coach, not in college. It doesn't in the NFL. So I think it's hard to answer that question, what would be the best fit. If you're lining up on the side that McCarthy's some kind of buffoon or idiot and doesn't know what he's doing, well, I think you're wrong about that.
Brett,
I think there's a lot more that goes into winning and losing in the NFL than just the head coach.
Brett Good played for him. He's told us otherwise. I know that, again, sometimes when a head coach has a string of losing, and I say string of losing, that hasn't been a characteristic of the Dallas Cowboys the last couple years prior to this season. They've had success, just not the postseason. But that's not just McCarthy. That's every year since, I guess, 96. It just hasn't gone where Dallas Cowboy fans want it to go. Also from Schefter, if the Cowboys don't allow permission this week, then the Bears could interview McCarthy after its exclusive negotiating window with Dallas expires January the 14th, which is a week from today. So I guess the question is, Tommy, is Mike McCarthy Dallas's head coach as we wrap up our opening drive here? Is he the Dallas Cowboy head coach heading into 2025? My gut tells me no.
Probably would be my.
You're saying probably?
Probably.
Okay. All right, that is your
Chicago's first question's got to be end of game clock management ability, right? After the way
Eberflus or Flus, however you say his
Matt
name.
Eberflus,
Eberflus
flubbed up that game.
Yes,
that led to his dismissal.
Eberflus.
Well, it was the final straw. That's not fair, but that was the final straw.
Straw that broke the camel's back, is what
absolutely.
I like to say. All right, that is your opening drive here this morning, brought to you by our friends at First Financial Mortgage. Ethan Adamson and his team do a fantastic job. Don't just take it from me, take it from over their 300 five-star reviews on Google. You can check them out online at ffb1.com. If you just have questions, give Ethan a call at 479-782-9300. He is my mortgage lender, did a fantastic job. Whenever I do get a new house eventually, he's going to be my guy then, and he was my guy back in June and July. Ethan Adamson and his team, First Financial Mortgage in the business of you, equal housing lender. For a second consecutive week, we welcome in our friend Slate Stanton of Pradco Fishing. Now, are you going to go into work on Friday if it's snowing? Like, what is the boss policy with your dad? Have you talked to him about that? It's like, if it snowed, I have to show up. What does that look like for the internship?
Honestly, I'll just call my dad and see what he says.
Just see what he says. Okay.
Dad is my boss at the end of the day for this internship.
Okay.
So
That's probably the smart thing to
Probably
do.
just should call your mom, see what she says.
That's a good idea.
You might get to stay home with her if she's like, he's not coming in today, Bruce. I think you might have an advantage there when it comes to that situation. But we got a text here early in the show, Tommy, saying that I'm building the layers right now for not showing up on Friday. I promise I will be here unless I physically can't. I haven't had that issue in the 6.5 years I've been here, knock on wood, that we don't have that issue on Friday. But it is funny.
This is one where it's supposed to be it's south of I-40 is where it's supposed to be worse. So negative 96. Yeah. Thank you.
Which, Colton, you said you looked that up yesterday, and
that's a downright lie. So either if it's Celsius, this is not that important. This is my curiosity. So if it's negative 96 degrees, that'd be the lowest temperature ever recorded on the face of the earth in human history in Fahrenheit, and in Celsius, it's like even more cold.
Even worse.
So
well,
he might have been mixed up.
Second coldest I checked, Arkansas's free throw shooting on Saturday in Knoxville was actually the coldest temperature recorded in North American history.
They better shoot it a lot better than they did in Knoxville. We'll see what they do tomorrow night. We do have games tonight. We'll have a new.
And on that note, I've got the last two box scores that were just sitting in my pile of stuff.
Box score guy. There we go.
Well, I mean, but here's the thing, because you weren't given an opinion, you were given a fact on where they rank in free throw shooting percentages, like 190.
Yeah, 196.
Something. All right. So the North Carolina A&T game, 15 of 19, 78%. The Oakland game, 12 of 14, 86%. Horrible, obviously, in Knoxville. So is this a pressure deal? Is it a streaky deal? Will there be some games they shoot better than others? I don't know the answer, but they have had games where they have shot much better. So,
well, I mean,
as a team,
I know you always rise to the occasion when you play with better golfers, but some people shrink in times like those. So we saw this team shrink against the best team they played all season. Now, again, I'm not blaming them. I didn't think they were going to win. I said it all last week. It's not that, to me, it's not the end of the world. Now, Cal was talking about, again, you heard that clip of the crisis stuff. So hopefully it has gotten through to his teams. Like, hey, we gotta split this week. If not split, we got to win both these things. We'll see what happens. But you got several good SEC basketball games on tonight. It's time to get into our Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Who are the best basketball teams in the SEC? Let's find out.
Perhaps I could be of some assistance.
This is the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
All right, Tommy, you kick it off this morning.
I got a shakeup up at the top. I had Auburn #1 last week. They did not impress on the road, or they did not impress this past weekend against Missouri. Tennessee. Balls to the wall. 1-0 in conference play. Beat Arkansas by 24. Looked very dominant. I got Tennessee climbing to #1 this week.
Slate, what do you got?
Tommy, you're gonna hate me, but I also switched up my list because I got Auburn at #1.
Wow.
this week.
Y'all switched them back.
Why did you think Auburn belonged above Tennessee? They Auburn beat Missouri 84-69, but I thought I had stretches in that game where they looked a little more pedestrian.
That's fair, but you got to remember at the half, Auburn really had the game sealed at that point. They really didn't look like they were trying. And Arkansas, I would have considered that a good win for Tennessee before this week, but God, they just look miserable out there. It was.
Arkansas is better than they showed, though. I mean, Arkansas is a better team than the 24-point outcome.
I take this
but
week
they
by
weren't going
week,
to win that game. I understand, but they were not going to win that game, regardless of where it was played. I mean, Tennessee was just a better team. Period. It's the margin of loss that has most of the audience and the fan base that is on that walking the plank kind of mentality upset right now.
All right, who's #2, Tommy?
I've got Kentucky #2. I thought, 106 points. I'm high on Florida. I think Florida's a good team. They score 100 and lose. I've got Kentucky, who I thought looked really good in that game leading up, which went too long, by the way. Thankfully, they put it on ESPN News, but they've got to figure that problem out in college basketball. But I got Kentucky #2.
Slate, who's #2?
I got the Tennessee Volunteers. They're looking unreal right now. Made Arkansas look silly. Chaz Lanier's looking like prime Kawhi Leonard right now, and they're looking like they'd be the #2 overall seed, I think, over Ohio State. But yeah.
Co-SEC Player of the Week, Lanier, and then Kobe Brea was the other one. Tommy, who is at #3? I'm guessing Auburn.
I got Alabama, 107-79 win over OU, a previously undefeated team. Alabama +3 on my Pradco Pyramid of Power.
I'm going to agree with you. I got Bama at #3 as well. Past 2 wins have been 100-plus wins. I mean, they're just looking unbeatable right now when they hit the 3.
Offensively, they are the most explosive team year in, year out in this league. Nate Oates does a tremendous job and getting his style from the transfers they got in. Tommy, who's at 4? Is this where Auburn's at?
This is where Auburn goes. They beat Missouri 84-60. Yeah, you got to play 40 minutes, man. You got to play 40 minutes. So Auburn at #4 after beating Missouri 84-69.
I got Kentucky at #4. That win over Florida is huge. Hiring Pope's looking like the right decision more and more every day. Just really good 3-point shooting. I think I saw a statistic that said they have the highest predicted 3-point percentage shooting since like the early 2000s. For
Kobe Brea is shooting like 49%. That kid is unbelievable. That's one of the guys you were after in the portal. I wish they would have got him. All right, Tommy, who rounds out 5 and 6?
5 is A&M. Anyone that beats Texas is good in my book, even though we don't like A&M a lot. They won by 20, so I got A&M at #5.
Okay, who's 6?
I got Florida at #6.
All right, Slate. Who? Oh, go ahead.
I'd just say, lost to Florida. And here's the interesting thing. Tennessee, Kentucky, Bama, Auburn, A&M, all on the road either Tuesday or Wednesday this week in the league. So we're going to find out about these teams in my top 5, how good of road teams they are, because Tennessee's at Florida, Kentucky's at Georgia, Bama's at South Carolina, Auburn's at Texas, and A&M's at OU, all either tonight or tomorrow in the SEC.
All right, Slate, who wraps up for you 5 and 6?
I got flip-flopped. I got Florida at 5, and I got Texas A&M at 6.
Okay.
A&M, I could see moving up. I mean, they have a really good wins on Purdue, Creighton, and a blowout versus Texas ain't easy. They're really hot right now. I'm excited to see where they go with this team right now.
Yep. So that's your Pradco Pyramid of Power. Anything we got right or wrong on this tie?
I think I like where you've got Kentucky at, Tommy, higher up. I would still have Auburn at top. I think that Tennessee's really good, and I think we saw it firsthand this weekend, but they don't have a National Player of the Year candidate. Janai Brood is every bit of that for Auburn, and they can get a bucket basically anytime they want. I'm curious when it gets down to closing seconds during the shot clock where Tennessee goes, but no, I think the back and forth is pretty good. I mean, you could have a variety of opinions about this, but Tommy, like you said, these next two nights, man,
big.
Bo, I can't remember if it was Bo or Chuck that made a good point, but like, how many teams that started 1-0 to like on Saturday are going to be 1-1 by the end of the night? Like Tennessee is in Gainesville, so you've got all these games that you've made this point, Tommy. It's like, will a team even get to 3-0? And I thought about that, and I was like, I don't think so. I honestly don't. The way that the teams are scheduled and just how difficult this league is right now.
And this is pressure packed. Now, it's a tough start for Florida, starting at Kentucky, and then they host Tennessee tonight. But not a back-to-the-wall moment, but this is a big night for Florida. That game is tonight in Gainesville. All right, my man, LureNet.com. That's the place to go to find everything. I know it's really not fishing weather today, but time to maybe sort the tackle box out.
Yeah, I agree. It's LureNet.com. Got all the exclusive deals you could ask for from Rebel, Yum, Booyah. We got U.S. shipping that's free for orders that are $35 or more.
There you go.
The deals just get better and better. Make sure to check the site for exclusive colors and baits. It's all there at LureNet.com.
All right, man. We'll see you next week for the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Sounds good.
All right, LureNet.com, the place to go. More of the Morning Rush coming up.
The best sports talk.
Ty, fortunately, has saved the world and not yet procreated.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Robert.
And this is Elizabeth, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
Folks, it's that time of year again.
Mom, what's he talking about?
Matt, I have no idea.
It's hoop time, and in about a month, it's going to be baseball season.
And the Stadium Shop has everything you need.
Whether it's decorating your fan cave or getting something to wear for the game, we have what you need.
We even have Nike basketball jerseys, sideline apparel, even brands like Cutter and Buck and Champion.
Or how about something from Tommy Bahama or Coliseum for those Hawaiian shirt Sundays?
Guys, Nike baseball team hats and jerseys will get here about the 1st of February. Hey, Matt, do you know what's blue but doesn't weigh very much?
No, what?
Light blue.
Mom, please help.
Matt, there's no cure for a dad joke.
Folks, come by the Stadium Shop located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium, or shop us on them Insta, WW, Bookgram,
Dad, it's
Facebook.
the website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
Or call us at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go
Hogs.
You all know if I have an off day, I'm going somewhere.
This is The Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate, or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
With the new $7 Lux Cravings box from Taco Bell, luxury is all in the details. A cheesy gordita crunch with the crisp bite of a crunchy taco wrapped in a pillowy flatbread. A beefy 5-layer burrito with seasoned beef stacked on velvety melted cheese. A crunchy taco, chips and nacho cheese sauce, and a medium drink. All for just $7. Live Lux for less today at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation varies. Drinks excludes free tax extra.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, And of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird, Limbird Real Estate Group, has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team could give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
At Hug Chevrolet Buick GMC, we dial 782-8940.
This is Joe Calderera with Taliano's Restaurant. We call 782-8940.
Keep warm this winter with a York high-efficiency furnace. Or for more information on endless hot water and a high-efficiency tankless water heater, give Blaylock Heating, Air, and Plumbing Services a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
Looking to boost your health and feel your best? Elite Wellness and Aesthetics in Fort Smith is here to help. Starting at only $200 a month, semaglutide and tirzepatide are weight loss shots that can kickstart your journey to a healthier, more confident you. And with Elite's hormone therapy treatments, you can restore balance, energy, and vitality. Take control of your health today with Elite Wellness and Aesthetics. 479-242-9355 to schedule your appointment or visit FortSmithElite.com. Elite Wellness and Aesthetics, getting to know you inside and out.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One has a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hogcats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir. Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Let me just say this. Bud Walton will be warm. So all you got to do is get in the building.
That was John Calipari on Live with Coach Calipari last night at Sassy's Barbecue and Grill. Tommy, you make a fair point. If you get inside, it's going to be warm. I remember, I think it was Florida was the game when I was in college where it was snowing outside. It was icy. I had the luxury of being really close to campus, so it wasn't hard for me to get there. But there weren't a lot of people in. But like Cal said, it was nice and toasty inside. I think Arkansas beat Billy Donovan and company pretty good that day, if I remember correctly.
Yep, and when do students back on campus?
Oh,
and the reason I say that is, you'd like to have some folks on campus that maybe could walk to the game if needed. But I don't think Northwest Arkansas is going to be the spot where, it's going to be as tough to move around. I think it's other parts of the state. So
yeah,
hopefully that's the case. Need a crowd there. Need that. That's a big deal. That we got winter weather. And I just looked outside here, outside the studios in Springdale. It's flurrying now. You don't need people deciding they're not going to go and not have that home court edge. We've talked about those 9 games, need to win at least 7.
Mm-hmm.
You need that edge each and every night. So find a way to be there.
Spring classes begin on Monday. They'll have some intercession stuff prior to that. There'll be some students that that get back here a little bit early. I remember I always like to come back early for games, but don't know what it's going to look like for this.
You wanted to get to the library and stuff.
Yeah, you know, you read me like a book. Look at you. I was just straight 3.71 GPA graduate. So it's I've got it imprinted on my diploma a little bit. Speaking of Hogs and Razorbacks, why are you laughing at that? It's true.
Oh, never miss an opportunity to toot your own horn.
Well, you're not going to, so I might as well. All right, speaking of former Razorbacks, Jerry Jones had plenty to say, as he often does. I loved what his little Ben Landman thought it was fantastic. I also like hearing what he has to say about his Dallas Cowboys. Here's what he said following this team loss to Washington.
Not long here, just visiting with the team. Visit with the team that can happen here in the dressing room after the game, or it can be tomorrow. And so I made it tonight and visit about going forward, visit about looking forward, sharing disappointment, sharing the fact that in a big way they'll never forget the guys that they're lined up with in that room, the down times and the good times. And that needs to be brought up right now because we're not happy with the outcome of this ball game.
Not just the ball game, but this season. I know there was some speculation that this would be the year for the Dallas Cowboys. It wasn't once again, and now you're sitting here nearly 30 years later without a Super Bowl ring. Last time, by the way, our CJ's Trivia Tuesday question coming up is going to revolve around the Dallas Cowboys, so stay tuned for that. Tommy, tomorrow night's game against Ole Miss is going to be 6 o'clock on ESPN2. We'll have the courtside show with Chuck and Z beginning at 5:30 right here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. And then also, last thing here, Razorback baseball, a little over a month away. Perfect Game ranked them 13th in their preseason poll. That was getting tossed around in our baseball group text yesterday. So I know we're kind of in the middle of basketball, tail end of postseason football with the NFL and college football playoffs, but baseball is going to be here before we know it as well.
Yeah, it's snowing, so baseball's close. So absolutely. So I noticed they were doing a package or a bundle where you got a beanie and you got some things to maybe use early in the season
beanie
that
guy?
they're selling.
Do you wear beanies? I don't think I've ever.
Toboggans. What's the difference between a toboggan and a beanie?
One's like longer, right?
I don't know. That's why I was asking.
I think it looks when people say toboggan, I feel like it's like more horizontal than it is, or I guess more vertical, I should say.
One covers your ears and one doesn't, maybe. I don't know, but I'm a toboggan guy, I guess.
Okay. Well, he's a toboggan guy.
I don't know. Too old to know and too old to care.
And he's Tommy Kraft. That is your Hog Update, brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8
All right, we might as well kick it around the room. We'll ask our friend David Rath with Rath Mitsubishi. David, are you a toboggan guy or a beanie guy?
Probably beanie.
Beanie.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the difference? Yeah, what's the difference?
Is it the little fuzzy thing on the top? I'm not sure.
Okay.
The bill on top?
Is it the ball?
I've just always called it a beanie, but I don't know.
The little ball up. Is that it's so like what I was wearing yesterday, Tommy, is considered a beanie? Is that right? The Razorback one that I was wearing yesterday?
Yours had the ball on top, right?
So is that a toboggan then? Or a beanie? Someone tell us.
Someone ask Siri.
someone tell us at 877-377-6963. Well, we're talking about cold weather, David. And I know four-wheel drive's always big this time of year. Also new tires, like people making sure they have the right tires so they are getting traction and everything. You've got both at Rath Mitsubishi.
Yeah, so, the super all-wheel control is what Mitsubishi calls their all-wheel drive system. And, if you remember, I don't know, I pay attention to this kind of stuff. I mean, they used to be in rally racing and the big Dakar rallies and all that big off-road stuff. So, I mean, they've got a lot of heritage on that where they've spent a lot of time kind of honing in on that technology and everything. So that's kind of that's a big thing for that brand. So they've got some excellent options on that for good traction on, bad roads, no roads, whatever it may be. They've got you covered there. We've got that on the Outlanders, the Outlander PHEV, the Eclipse Cross, kind of the whole lineup. Control and everything in the world isn't really good for anything. I mean, you'll still just slide all over the place. So, our center, both up here and in Fort Smith, we've got great tire suppliers, and we got a special on those. Buy 3, get 1 free on tires with Mountain Balance at either of those Meineke Car Care Centers, Portsmouth or Springdale. So, whether you're dealing with a great four-wheel drive vehicle or something that you're going to have to kind of be a little cautious about in the bad weather, the tire thing is crucial.
Yeah, it's huge this time of year. Again, that's Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, and stop by and see David at Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. When we return, our Morning Rush Daily Question is next.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
For decades, the Rebel Crawfish has been a tackle box staple. But now, get ready for the next generation. Introducing the all-new Rebel Matte series of Rebel Crawfish. 4 all-new ultra matte colors that eliminate glare and enhance realism, mimicking a natural crawfish like never before. The same iconic shape and swimming action, but now with a stunning matte finish. Upgrade to the all-new matte series of Rebel Crawfish today at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, and...
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, and college basketball to NHL and UFC. Head to BetOnline today and don't forget to use the promo code BELIEVE for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Fan. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
With the new Lux Cravings box from Taco Bell, $7 goes a long way. A cheesy gordita crunch stacked with layers of luxury. A Doritos Locos Tacos, extravagantly crispy. A beefy 5-layer burrito overflowing with cheesy indulgence. It's all you want and more. For less. The new $7 Lux Cravings box from Taco Bell. It's Lux for less.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got coffee.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, and college basketball to NHL and UFC. Head to BetOnline today and don't forget to use the promo code BELIEVE for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Fan. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.
ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Kristen's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
All right, this isn't the Morning Rush Daily Question, but I'll let you know the difference between a beanie and a toboggan is that beanies are usually tighter and the end of the crown of the head, while toboggans are typically longer and looser fitting.
Did Laura send you that? Like my stepmom just sent me the answer to.
No, I just Googled it. So
Okay.
All right, here is the official Morning Rush Daily Question brought to you by CartPath Social. We went over the teams in the Pradco Pyramid of Power that are all on the road either Tuesday or Wednesday. Obviously, half the league is at 1-0, and that's A&M, Ole Miss, Kentucky, Alabama, Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, Auburn, Tennessee. Of those teams, Ty, how many make it to 2-0 when we're talking about Tennessee on the road at Florida, Kentucky on the road at Georgia, Bama's at South Carolina, Auburn's at Texas, A&M's at OU. Let's see. We know that Ole Miss is going to be at Arkansas. Not sure where Vanderbilt's at, but how many of these teams that are 1-0 survive, and how many 2-0 teams do we have left at the end of competition on Wednesday night?
Okay, so it's 8. So I'm going to say Tennessee loses to Florida tonight. Okay. I think Kentucky beats Georgia.
Okay, so there's 1.
I think Auburn loses to Texas.
Okay.
State 1, right? I think they're going to lose to Vanderbilt, 2 1-0 teams. So
okay, so one of those is out automatically.
So I've got 1 and 3 already. LSU already lost. I don't think Missouri's going to lose. So 2 and 3. Let me go to tomorrow night. I'm just looking at my Yahoo app. I think Ole Miss loses to Arkansas tomorrow, so it's 3 and 3. Or I guess 2 and 4, I should say. Bama will beat South Carolina, 3 and 4. A&M loses to Oklahoma, 3 and 5. So, yep, 5 of those teams fall. Only 3 of them win.
I'm not mad at anything you say there. I think Tennessee will have their hands full in Gainesville. That's a tough place to go. I agree. Kentucky does beat Georgia. 2 of these, 1-0 teams play each other. So I'm with you. 3 was my number in my head. But there could be a lot of teams at 1-1 going into Saturday, which makes Saturday even bigger around this league, and Florida coming in here. Colton, you see it any different?
Well, I just sort of see the league playing out a little bit differently as the season goes on. In my opinion, I think that it's just going to end up being top heavy. I think that the league has been kind of benefited a lot of it from some teams have played some decent non-conference schedule, but a lot of these teams like Oklahoma haven't really played anybody, and they got a great 13-0 start, and then they kind of got exposed against Alabama recently. So I think that we're going to see that some of these teams that are good and highly ranked, the Tennessees and the Auburns of the world, are going to continue to, surpass expectations and get these wins on the road. I really don't see Auburn losing. I mean, they're at Texas, right? I don't see them getting off to a 1-1 start. I see them really having a hot start. They are really, really good. And you said that you want Tennessee tonight, Ty. I 100% agree with you. So I think that it's different every single night in the SEC, but I'm not going to take Auburn to lose to Texas on the road.
Well, listen, I'm all for Oklahoma slander on this show, but they have beaten Michigan. They have beaten
Arkansas beat Michigan as well, and I'm not exactly sure that's going to end up being the greatest win either. Michigan's
they beat Arizona, they beat Louisville, they beat Providence. They won that tournament. I can't remember if it's in Maui or the Bahamas. So I think that is that argument could very well play out like the football did, because it ended up cannibalizing itself, and we saw that only 3 teams made the college football playoff. Now, I'm not going to argue 3 teams of the SEC are going to make the NCAA tournament. They're going to be double. I don't think it's going to be 12, though, Tommy, to Colton's point. Lenardi's got 12 teams, including Arkansas, currently in his projected field. I don't remember what he had the Razorbacks at, but I think it's going to be closer to 9 or 10 than it will be 12 or 13.
So I was just looking ahead to Saturday and not getting the cart in front of the horse, but South Carolina, 0-1 already in the league after a loss last Saturday, has Alabama, and they turn around and they have to host Auburn coming up on Saturday. So that's a rough track. We never feel sorry for Texas, but Texas is 0-1 after losing to A&M. Texas has Auburn coming into their building, and then they get Tennessee coming in Saturday. So Texas is a team you could easily say 0-3 could be their track. Georgia is 0-1 after losing over the weekend. They get Kentucky coming in, and then they get OU coming in. So there are some teams that, and Arkansas is in that boat. You get Ole Miss coming in, and then Florida. These midweek games are huge to avoid putting yourself in a position Saturday to be 0-3. And man, when you get Alabama and Auburn in the same week, that is brutal for South Carolina.
Yeah. Cal talked about soul searching a little bit and just kind of getting this team back on track. And hopefully they're able to do that tomorrow night against Ole Miss. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. 122 Grant Place in Lola, Arkansas. You'll find my buddies Nate Garahan and Christian Olson's facility. It is awesome. With it being as cold, like for example, this week, it's going to be cold. It's going to be snowy. Tommy, you mentioned there's snow, right? There's flurries right now where you're at, right, in Springdale. Yeah. So,
flurries.
Like, this is
I need to go home, Ty.
Yeah.
I'm worried about getting back.
Well,
I don't think I can do the rest of the show.
You need to keep working for the next hour and 15 minutes. That being
roads
said,
are getting slick.
Yeah, well, just pop on the 4-wheeler or whatever you need. That being said, if you want to play golf, but you don't want to go out into the frozen tundra that is Northwest Arkansas right now, you can come and stop by their facility and play one of over 500 courses. Listen, you don't want to lose your game. Maybe you've got a string of good luck going. You want to keep that rolling. Well, keep your game going at Cart Pass Social. It's BYOB. You can bring in your hot chocolate. You can bring in your Kahlua. You can bring in your sandwiches. It really doesn't matter. They're welcome here at Cart Pass Social. Again, cartpasssocial.com. Check them out on social media. That's Cart Pass Social, the #1 indoor golf facility in all of Arkansas. Like in times like these, Tommy, you just not like imagine we're in the ESPN Arkansas Honolulu Hawaii studios, and we're just you picture what the weather could be like. And talking to Brett Good, mentioned him earlier with Mike McCarthy, and I was cracking up one time because we played a golf tournament of some sort, and it was like 40 or 50 degrees outside. Brett's in a polo and khaki shorts, and I'm laughing because I'm at least in khaki shorts, but I've got a pullover on top, and I looked at him, it's like, this is like nothing to you, isn't it? He's like, no, I'm used to playing in like negative whatever back in Lambeau. And so listen, it gets cold, and I feel for the guys and gals that have to work outside, but you just have to, as Clay used to say and Chuck used to say, paint the picture. Just imagine that it's warmer outside than it actually is, and it can always be worse. Hopefully it's not bad this upcoming week, but if it is, it could always be worse, Tommy.
Well, and, Honolulu or Maui or, Waikiki Beach, any of that sounds good right now, where it's always about 85 degrees, Hawaii. So, you ever been there?
No, I've only been to Cabo outside of the country. There's too many places in the United States.
Hawaii is
just a little
our country. Yeah.
Sorry, outside of the terrestrial United States. That's what I should say. But no,
okay.
The landlocked
How about
part.
continental?
The continental, same thing, whatever. The landlocked part of the United States. There's too many things that I want to do countryside, I should say. Can I use that phrase?
Stateside.
Yeah, it's expensive, I feel like, to go to Hawaii and do all that stuff. Like absurdly expensive. Now, if you want to pay the bill, Fog's sitting up in Maui at some point or whatever, I'll absolutely let you foot the bill. Well, I didn't go last year. So whenever they get the invite next, I'll absolutely let you foot that bill. That's again,
how generous of
house payments, you got other things going on. I'm a frugal man.
Wait till you raise some kids.
That's kids cost a lot of money. A lot of money. Speaking of money, I want to talk about this Arkansas basketball team for a second. We could save some of this with Tom Murphy. And if you want to jump in on this conversation, do so at 877-377-6963. So we've got our conference record up there. I've got 10-8. You guys both have 9-9. How do we go back and forth between this being Cal's year one, trying to instill what he had in Lexington to Fayetteville with the ever-changing sport of NIL and transfer portal and everything else, to what our expectations should be regular season? Like, are our expectations too low for potentially the highest paid roster in college basketball? Because if you ask just some college basketball person, hey, what should the highest paid roster in college basketball? And I'm putting air quotes around that because we don't know that to be 1,000% factually true. We're just reading the tea leaves based on Gary Parrish, based on Matt Norlander, based on college basketball people that seemingly are within the know that assume, and maybe correctly assume, that Arkansas is the highest paid roster. So is that too low of what our expectations should be for this basketball team? No. Like, I didn't expect them to win in Knoxville at all. I didn't expect them to lose by 24, but like, are we putting not enough pressure on this team to be better than?
I think you're having two different conversations.
Okay.
Here. Having expectations for the body of work for the season that are lofty, I think, is okay based on NIL, because you can't sit here on one side of your mouth and say, well, if Sam Pittman just had more money, we could absolutely have a better program. And then you have a program that has more money or is spending more money than any other program in its sport, and it's new program, rebuild it. Those two things don't check with me. But you're trying to base where expectations should be right now based on one game in conference.
And I would argue that regular season in basketball is even more diminished than it is in football. Like, True. If you win 9 or 10 games in football, it's like we're throwing you a parade. We're building you a statue. But in basketball, if Cal wins, if he rips off 13 or 14 conference games and they lose in the first round of the NCAA tournament, no one cares.
How many football games do you play in SEC play? 8, right?
Yep.
You play 18 in basketball. 18. Yep. So we got to quit coming to conclusions after one game.
Mm-hmm.
2 games, 5 games. Let's get to a third. Let's get 6 games in and then begin to form somewhat of a moldable opinion. 9 games, you're halfway in. You kind of know where you're at. Balance schedules aren't always balanced. You started out at the number 1 team in the country. Losing by 24 sucks, but does losing by 12 make you feel a whole lot better? You know what would be worse is to lose on your home floor by 8. That would be worse than losing on the road by 24.
So hopefully that's not a preview tomorrow night.
No, but I'm just saying home games are precious. You lost one on the road. All right, move on.
Yeah,
this isn't the rest of the year.
You and I were talking this morning. It's more paramount they win tomorrow night than it is Saturday, even though Florida's ranked higher, because then if you lose tomorrow night and you're staring down the barrel of an 0-2 hole heading into Saturday,
tons of
win
pressure.
Tomorrow night. Beat Chris Beard and Company.
Tons of pressure. Absolutely. Is it ever too cold to like chocolate or your favorite flavors? I don't think so. Andy's Frozen Custards, even though it's cold, can really satisfy that sweet tooth. They're in Conway with 2 locations, one on East Oak and another on Dave Ward Drive. North Little Rock on JFK Boulevard, and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. It's never too cold for something sweet to satisfy your sweet tooth and give you that great flavor. Take it home. Hell, leave it in the garage right now. You don't. It's cold enough out there, right? You don't even need the freezer right now. Mix and match 6 of your favorite flavors for that perfect game time treat later this week for college football semifinals. Andy's Frozen Custards, Fort Smith, North Little Rock, and in Conway, and download the Andy's app from the App Store.
I wonder what Tom Murphy's favorite flavor is. We'll find out next in hour 2.
This is Robert.
And this is Elizabeth, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
Folks, it's that time of year again.
Mom, what's he talking about?
Matt, I have no idea.
It's hoop time, and in about a month, it's going to be baseball season.
And the Stadium Shop has everything you need.
Whether it's decorating your fan cave or getting something to wear for the game, we have what you need.
We even have Nike basketball jerseys, sideline apparel, even brands like Cutter and Buck and Champion.
Or how about something from Tommy Bahama or Coliseum for those Hawaiian shirt Sundays?
Guys, Nike baseball team hats and jerseys will get here about the 1st of February. Hey, Matt, do you know what's blue but doesn't weigh very much?
No, what?
Light blue.
Mom, please help.
Matt, there's no cure for dad jokes.
Folks, come by the Stadium Shop located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum-Walker Stadium, or shop us on them Insta WW book.
Dad, it's
Facebook.
the website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
What's better than getting something for free? Winning. And with the $5 bundle from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, you get the chance to do both. For $5, you get 3 tickets, a Powerball ticket with Power Play, a Mega Millions ticket, and a free Natural State Jackpot ticket. That's 3 ways to win. So ask for the $5 bundle today. Bundle is eligible with Quick Picks only. Offer ends February 28th. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
Upgrade your game with the best in golf from the Golf Nut. Whether you're looking to perfect your swing, find the perfect fit, or stock up on must-haves, the Golf Nut has you covered. Improve your game with our state-of-the-art simulator and expert instruction from Matt Brooks. Visit the Golf Nut today, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith, and take your game to the next level. The Golf Nut, your game, your style, your shop.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment, or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate, or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
Looking for a way to get your favorite blowers from Pradco at the click of a button? Learnit.com not only has brands such as Rebel, Yum, Booyah, and more, but the site includes exclusive deals and baits you won't find anywhere else for your favorite brands. We have free shipping for all U.S. orders over $35, so be sure to treat your favorite fishing buddy or yourself to some new tackle box treasures. Check out Learnit.com today.
With the new $7 Lux Cravings box from Taco Bell, luxury is all in the details. A cheesy gordita crunch with the crisp bite of a crunchy taco wrapped in a pillowy flatbread. A beefy 5-layer burrito with seasoned beef stacked on velvety melted cheese. A crunchy taco, chips and nacho cheese sauce, and a medium drink. All for just $7. Live Lux for less today at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation varies. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
At Hug Chevrolet Buick GMC, we dial 782-8940.
This is Joe Calderera with Taliano's Restaurant. We call 782-8940.
Keep warm this winter with a York high-efficiency furnace. Or for more information on endless hot water and a high-efficiency tankless water heater, give Blaylock Heating, Air, and Plumbing Services a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon, low 30s north, upper 30s south. A decrease in any cloud cover tonight. And overnight low will drop down in the mid-teens north, low 20s south. And then Wednesday, lots of sunshine, remaining cold. Our high right around 30 north, upper 30s south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Green Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. Previously on Ruskin and Zach.
Texter of the 479 wants to know how you're adjusting to everything being right side up.
I'll tell you, it's the gravity has not helped my head, that's for sure.
Now, Peter,
Yes.
be honest. What percentage of people in Arkansas do you think that actually believe people in Australia are upside down?
I would say a good 75% at least. I mean,
that's pretty high.
Ruskin and Zach, 2 to 7 weekdays, only on ESPN 95.3. You're listening to The Morning Rush on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
I would just say I'm not set for the priesthood or taking one of those vows. I just don't know how they do it.
This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Farm Credit. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com.
A close win or close loss. If we'd have gone up there and it had been a 4-point game and we lost, it's not a crisis. And the crisis being you got to fight. You have to battle. There are times you're not making shots and you'll even miss free throws, but battle and keep it close because we got players that have a will to win.
This is The Morning Rush.
That was John Calipari on his show live with Coach Cal last night at Sassy's Barbecue Grill. We always have that for you here on ESPN Arkansas. HitThatLine.com and our Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell. In hour number 2, our friend Tom Murphy set to join us. We'll get a chance to chat with him a little bit about this basketball team, football stuff always being chatted about, even in the offseason. We've got college football games beginning Thursday night, NFL playoffs this weekend. Tommy, this is a great weekend to just look at the snow outside and sit inside all weekend long.
Playoff games begin Thursday, I guess. I mean, you can watch a college or pro football playoff game, I guess Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, I mean, yeah. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Hey, do you own a business that needs more security, or maybe you just want a better look and more curb appeal? The Fence Man can help you with that with a new fence that can give you both. They've been around for nearly 45 years, and the Fence Man can custom install any type of fencing, gates, and controlled access for your home or your business. Call the Fence Man and ask about 18 months, same as cash financing right now. 782-3936 is the number. 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Yeah, Eastern Arkansas folks might show up in terms of momentum and enthusiasm. I mean, so many guys are gone from the roster, so that you got that component. The Liberty Bowl is limited to, is it 42,000 for this game? If they got, 16 to 18,000 from each fan base, they'd be satisfied.
Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Tom, have you stopped up on beef for these upcoming days? Tommy tells me it's snowing in northwest Arkansas right now. Are you ready for the potential
flurries.
onslaught that's coming this weekend?
Well, of course I am. I mean, I'm thinking about walking to the local store today, but no, we're all good. The roads are good.
Look at you getting a break. Is that a 2025 resolution? Walking a little more, Tom?
I haven't made the resolution, but I'm a pretty good walker. It's good for your health, and you're supposed to get out in the sun every day. So, yeah.
How far do you live from the grocery store? How far a walk is that?
I don't think it's a full mile, so the whole thing is probably a mile and a half.
Have you ever walked and got your groceries and then the bags broke on your way back home? Like in Home Alone?
No, but the bags broke on me many other times, including dropping like a glass jar of mayonnaise on the ground and breaking. So, yeah, this probably happens to just about everybody.
Well, that happens. Well, some Razorbacks fan spirits were broken this weekend after a 24-point drubbing in Knoxville. Tom, kind of your takeaways of their first SEC game on the road.
Yeah, they were hanging with them before it showed up on the network. I think it was 12-12 or something like that. Arkansas was leading 12-9, and then it came on the air, and that's when Tennessee was in the midst of that run. I think they held Arkansas scoreless for more than 6 minutes. I think it's a good example to show the players of, like, this is how together you have to be as a team. Now, having the hot shooting that they got from Chaz that was a big deal too. And Arkansas has shown. I mean, Boogie's had flashes like that, and a couple of other shooters have shown flashes that they can score like that. But it's the whole rebounding. And what I want to see is more guys moving when the ball's in the air, like getting in position to rebound, following your own shot. There was a few times a guy took a shot and they stand there and watch it. But if you slide in front of the defender, you could get the rebound. So I just think it's a good way for the coaching staff to show guys this is what it takes to compete at the highest level. And hopefully we'll see more spirited effort come tomorrow night.
What does Boogie Flan have to do when he goes up against veteran guards? We saw one this past Saturday against the Guy Ziegler. I think about Mark Sears. I think some about the veterans. Morrell, I think, tomorrow night. I mean, how do you counter that as just a smaller kid, just size-wise, and doesn't have the size and strength of some of these fourth and fifth year guys, Tom?
Well, he just got to contribute in the ways that he's got to get in there and battle the best he can on rebounding and defending. But running the offense, taking wise shots, all play into the role Boogie Flan has to play. My biggest takeaway from that game was how many missed Tennessee shots wound up in the hands of particularly Milicic, but several guys got so many offensive boards and, second chance shots right at the rim, and also passing out at least 2 times. They hit 3-pointers after offensive rebounds, and it might have been more than that. But just goes to show you, man, when you're really, really aggressive on the boards and you're committed to that. And the sad part being that they really practiced that going into the game, and it shows you what you can do when you're committed that way.
No, I know everybody's disappointed about, a 24-point loss, but, you look at the league, if you watch the Kentucky-Florida game, they had over 200 combined points. Alabama scored 107 against OU. Auburn's really good, probably got the best player in the league in Broome on their team. Tom, it's going to be a fun league to watch. We were kicking this around earlier. How many teams make it to 2-0 after Wednesday night's action? You got all these teams like Tennessee's at Florida, Kentucky's at Georgia, Bama's at South Carolina, Auburn travels to Austin, A&M goes to Norman. We're going to find out about all these teams that won at home. Hey, can you go on the road and play at the same level?
That's a great question. Well, I'm going to guess that at least a few wind up 2-0. I mean, what pops to my head, Bama at South Carolina. And as much as I've touted Lamont Paris on the air here, they're the worst team in the SEC right now, even though I think they can be good. They haven't followed up last year when they were in contention right down the stretch for winning the championship to being about number 16. So every game is going to be a battle. Tennessee's going to hold a lot of teams to 30-something% shooting and out-rebound them. Maybe not by that number, but there's going to be a lot of teams they out-rebound by a lot. So I think John Calipari's been through this enough times. They know it's going to be a grind. You have to improve in increments along the way, shore up your deficiencies from the previous game, and I think we're going to see a spirited effort against Ole Miss.
You bring up the rebounding. What do you do to fix that before the game against Ole Miss tomorrow night? Is this a mismatch in personnel, or does Arkansas have some deficiencies in other places that led to that disparity, particularly with the offensive rebounds for Tennessee?
Yeah, there's got to be a certain intuitive part to rebounding. Where to be, watching the shot go up and moving into position, blocking out, all these kinds of things. Ole Miss happens to have a negative rebounding margin. It's not very much. It's less than 1 per game. But they're not a super big physical team. I think if you go back to the very beginning at the roster composition, people said, doesn't Arkansas need more forwards? And I think having a couple of 6'7", 6'8", Theroux-type bodies, maybe an inch or two taller than him, would certainly help this team. You might give up some athleticism and scoring and all that, but they're really guard heavy, and they're just gonna have to deal with rebounding as it comes. They've got a positive rebound number, but as SEC play goes along, we'll see if they can maintain that.
Chatting with Tom Murphy, courtesy of the Arkansas Beef Council. Tom writes at Whole Hog Sports and the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Tom, football-wise, we've got the college football playoff this Thursday and Friday. You've got NFL playoff games this weekend. When it comes to Arkansas, I know On3 Sports just reported that they got another wide receiver. Like, what are you monitoring right now with this Arkansas football team in the coming weeks?
Yeah, just what the complete transfer portal signing class is going to look like, and then start pointing towards spring ball. I mean, what the depth chart looks like. They know they've got a few areas to shore up. I know they'd like to probably get another safety or two, the tight end position. It looks like they've done pretty well restocking at wide receiver, and some at DB, but and at O-line they've restocked too. So really, it's just about fine-tuning the last few spots that you have, and then anticipating who, after spring ball, will not like their position on the depth chart, and see if there's any more shuffling to be done. But with only one coaching staff departure so far in Darren Wilson, it's been relatively quiet, other than what's going on in the portal right now.
So the other football topic we've been keeping around this morning, outside of just the games ahead, is Mike McCarthy and his future with the Dallas Cowboys. Apparently the Bears, according to Adam Schefter, want to try and interview him. What do you think Jerry Jones ultimately decides to do with his franchise and their head coach?
Yeah, that's a great question. I was reading up on that. It seems to me like they've kind of left it. We like Mike McCarthy. The top players on the team have weighed in that they're good continuing with Mike McCarthy. Obviously, his contract is up for renegotiation. Who knows if the Bears come with a compelling offer that the Cowboys don't want to match, or that compels McCarthy to leave. But it sounded to me like if they ran it back, and I know Cowboys fans are disappointed, but injuries played a big role this year. And they, am I right? They finished 12-5. 3 consecutive seasons, and one year it just looked like they were on track to really advance far in the playoffs, and they got beat. It was the Packers or somebody beat them. So I don't know. When you have a solid coach and you have good personnel, you want to maximize the window that you're in. And my Falcons didn't do that. They got to the Super Bowl in 2016, and there was a little build up to that, but it fell apart pretty quickly. I don't think they. Yeah, I'm going on a tangent. But anyway, player acquisition.
Tell me about Michael Penix, Tom. What do you think?
Well, did I say when you guys asked me at the time that the Falcons would end up regretting Kirk Cousins' huge signing? Yeah. And apparently now, if they release him, it's something like $60 million in dead
cap
money, dead cap money, which is just a crusher. And it was so predictable. I'm frustrated by it, but I know heartened by what Penix will bring, but it costs you the rest of your roster when you have that much dead money.
Yeah.
Well, Tommy calls me dead money every single day, Tom, so it could be
it's
worse.
Dead weight, not dead money, just dead weight. So
that's sucking away money each and every day.
Tom, one of the things, go ahead.
Yeah, did you make a New Year's resolution to be nicer to Ty?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, but but there's always next year. We can hope.
That's what
2026
is for, Tom.
Yeah, the year of niceness.
All right.
One of the things Jerry Jones is always criticized for is his general manager skills. Okay as the owner, bad with personnel. I want to come back to those words, general manager, because is there going to be a point? We've heard a little bit of rumblings about that. Maybe the time frame around April. What do you expect for Arkansas in this I guess growing trend that we're expecting in college football to have general managers within college football programs? Is that something we'll be discussing in the next 60, 90 days?
I think so. It sounded to me like Sam Pittman thought it was inevitable and that they've got to talk it through and, I guess find the proper fit. But it would take so much off of Sam Pittman's plate and the rest of the coaching staff to have somebody that was in there putting all the numbers together, understanding what you had left, what you have to offer, et cetera. And then that way they can relay the information to the coaches and allow them to do more of the recruiting, more of the scheming and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. To me, it's probably a no-brainer that Arkansas winds up in that direction. And to complete the point on Jerry Jones, I just think they need more input on the player personnel stuff, and that's something Jerry Jones is going to have to, at some point, realize that there are other guys within the industry who could probably help them in that regard.
Yeah, and I'll be interested to see how the structure works in college football. Does the GM work for the coach? Does the GM work for the AD? What's the flow chart? What's the organizational chart on that? And when there's a disagreement between the head coach and the GM, who makes the final call? Those things interest me because it works different in pro sports than I believe it will in college football.
I think it will too, because who's going to be paid more? The coach is going to be paid more than the general manager. So when it comes down to it, I think the coach could overrule anything, but yet they have to have someone they can trust in there that, to make the right types of decisions. So I don't know. It's going to be fun to see develop, and exactly what you say, the flow chart scenario that will take place.
Yeah.
Tom, we'll leave it there, man. Appreciate it. We'll talk Thursday about this game tomorrow night, and we'll see what happens also on Saturday against the Gators.
Yep, sounds like a winner. See y'all.
All right, Tom Murphy with us, brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. On a cattle ranch, calves aren't only raised by their mothers, they're raised by a community of farmers, ranchers, and veterinarians committed to giving them the healthiest, most comfortable life possible. I promise you, there are cattle farms right here in Arkansas that they're worried about, ponds icing over. They're worried about getting grain and hay and feed to their cattle right now because for these cattle farmers, ranchers, and the moms of those baby calves, animal welfare is always the top priority. Together, we bring more. Beef, it's What's for Dinner, funded by the beef farmers and ranchers in Arkansas, and courtesy of Beef, it's whatsfordinner.com.
So Cal had plenty to say last night. You can always listen to his coach's show, Live with Coach Cal here on ESPN Arkansas. And just one of the things he talked about last night was just guys getting guys going. DJ Wagner got going 6 of 12, 17 points the other day. Here's what he said about DJ.
He comes every day. He brings it. His effort on, they have a chip in their practice jersey that tells their effort, their speed, their distance. He's like first in everything.
Tommy, you think about what Arkansas has been most of the time this year. I think it was the Kansas game where DJ and Boogie Fland just went off. DeJuan Wagner is one of the best players in the Big 12. He's been around, seems like a decade, and no one could guard either of those guys. Things will, again, get a little saltier, get a little tougher in SEC play. But in order for Arkansas to compete, one of those guys, if not both, has to go off each and every night.
Yeah, and who can emerge in Nelly Davis is a player I think we're all expecting to have more production. There's been the wrist injury. Don't know how much that's a factor. I'm sure there's some sense of trying to rush these guys back as quick as you can just because of the urgency of the schedule. But he's a player that's, you went all out to get someone of that nature. You paid a lot from the reports. I think, you're expecting a little bit more from him. Hopefully he's healthy and that wrist is not going to hamper anything because you need him to produce and be able to play effectively for you close to 30 minutes a game.
Yeah, so I want to stay on him for just a second. If you've got a thought on Nelly Davis, you can jump in here at 877-377-6963. I know there seems to be a wide variety of opinions on John L. Davis, who prior to coming into Arkansas was an All-American type, Final Four leading guard, and then since arriving for the Razorbacks hasn't got it. But when I look at his statistics, Tommy, and his usage, it's very interesting. So he doesn't even rank nationally in usage this year. And prior to that, the last 2 years at Florida Atlantic, and by usage, I mean ball in his hands, plays drawn up for him, just various things like that. He was top 15 the last 2 years at Florida Atlantic. So is this just one of those things where Cal needs to draw up more plays for him, get him the ball in his hands? Maybe he's trying to balance, not get him that wrist banged up even more. I don't know what the answer is. I just know through the first, 14 games in, it hasn't worked.
Well, I'm looking at just some of the conference stats. John L. Davis, where do you think he ranks in just the SEC in scoring right now? And these are averages. So, I mean, it takes into account, the 12 games he has played in. 8.4 points a game. John L. Davis is 71st in the SEC in scoring. Is it reasonable to think that should be more? Rebounds 3.7, assist 1.7. He's just got to get healthy. If the wrist and injury and being banged up is part of the reason why this team's got to get over it and starting with him, but he's got to be better than 71st in the league in scoring for you.
Yeah, I would think for Arkansas to continue to expand on its what it's supposed to be as a team this season. There's no question about that. SEC, we'll get into the games coming up in just a bit during your SEC update. There's plenty of good games tonight and tomorrow night when it comes to conference play and everything else. I know, like, you start 0-1 in SEC play, you get drilled by 24. It's not great. But I went back and actually looked, Tommy, at Cal's teams here in the last decade or so. In 2023, they lost 3 of 4 to start the season. And these are all conference play, by the way. They were 1-1 in 2022, 4-7 to start in 2021. Lost their first game in 2019. They were 4-3 in 2018, 1-1 in 2016, 1-1 in 2013, 0-1 2011. That being said, all those teams went on to have good regular season success. Now, we know last 4 years, Cal's only won one NCAA tournament game. That has to change. That can't be his track record here at Arkansas, or people are going to be thoroughly disappointed. But it's not like this is something new with John Calipari and his starts and his stints at the beginning of the regular season in the SEC. I mean, that was, 7, 8 seasons I just rattled off where they didn't start that great and they finished strong, at least in the regular season. So I'm not blown away by this. If we're having the same conversation at the end of February, early March, then we're in trouble. But right now, I'm just kind of, hey, let's see what happens when we get more of the meat. And I say meat of SEC play. You're honestly in the meat of your schedule right now in these first 3 games.
You think? I mean, as far you're talking about as far as opponent. I mean, in
terms of opponent. I mean, the next 3 are not. I mean, you got 3 ranked opponents to start. Then you got 3 of the bottom feeders after that, and then you'll play. Let's see, after Georgia, then you've got 3 more tough games against Oklahoma, Kentucky, Texas, and then followed up by Alabama. So honestly, it's 4 straight tough games. It just depends. There's going to be stints. Like, you go 2 home, 2 road, 2 home, 2 road. Right. Some of those games will be more difficult. Obviously, if you're at home, it's supposed to be easier. But I'd make this point, this week is more difficult than next week. Even though next week's games are both on the road, Tommy.
Look up there, because I don't have the schedule right in front of me. You do. Georgia, South Carolina. Who else do you get on the road this year that, hey, those are some games you really need to win from a net ranking standpoint, but also if you're going to win 2 or 3 on the road this year in league play, these are the ones that are most likely.
Missouri, LSU, South Carolina, and Vanderbilt are your most likely road wins.
So you got to win at least 2 and hopefully 3 of those, because as we saw, Tennessee was a buzzsaw. Well, you think Florida's going to be? I don't know. We go with Florida, but Kentucky. That's not. That's going to be a sharp tooth saw. I mean, we see the teams at the top, and you can't count on winning those places. But the flip side of that coin is what I've said the last few. Go 7-2 at home. Still, get 2 for sure on the road. Maybe still 1 more with that schedule, and maybe you're 10-8. I'm a 9-9 guy, but maybe you get to 10-8 with those 4 teams on your road schedule. But you can't step down to competition that day. And those teams are going to practice. They're going to get better. They're going to improve. They're going to get coaching. They're going to watch film. So I mean, let's not act like those teams aren't going to get better too.
We sometimes, and I'm just as guilty of this as anyone talking about improvement, football, basketball, baseball, and I act like sometimes that those other teams aren't going through the same.
We're the only ones having practice. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Hey, we're brought to you by APAC. They have immediate job openings in Northwest and North Central Arkansas. If you're in Boone, Marion, or Baxter counties, listing on 104.3, or you're in Northwest Arkansas and Benton and Washington counties, maybe listening on 99.5 or the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell. They have job openings right now for licensed CDL drivers, heavy equipment operators, concrete finishers, diesel mechanics. If you've got experience with paving and concrete labor, they've got jobs for you. Here's where you go to apply, and you can see a variety of jobs available across the many locations that are in the APAC family. Go to jobs.crh.com. That's jobs.crh.com. They offer top pay, great benefits, including retirement, insurance, and profit sharing as well. Again, jobs.crh.com. APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
All right, so we got your SEC update, and I want to tell you about this man in Birmingham, Alabama that dove in naked to an aquarium. That's coming up next on the Morning Rush.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
You guys keep rocking. I love the show.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Everybody, this is The Morning Rush.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
I doubt you thought paint was anything like football, right? So you've got a favorite football team. Your painting team at the paint store in Van Buren gets you a solid primer, the perfect color, and a durable defense. That is what you want, right? Our team of Richards Paint and expertise always win for you. Whether contractor or do-it-yourself, we have the best team. The paint store in Van Buren. Go Hogs!
Hey, it's Matt Jones. Join me, Phil, and Dr. Charles Liggett every Monday at 12:15 for my favorite segment, 3 Up, 3 Down.
I don't think Rodgers is going out the way Elway did.
I hope he does. I hope he plays for the Jets.
That's right, Dolphins fan. Makes sense.
I'm a patient there, and you can be too. 3 Up, 3 Down is presented by River Valley Smile Center. Visit rivervalleysmiles.com or give them a call at 479-646-0706. That's River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family.
Looking to protect yourself and your family this flu season? Law's Drug Store at 6802 Rogers Avenue offers the latest vaccines for adults and seniors in both COVID-19 and the flu. Law's Drug Store has friendly pharmacists ready to assist you with no appointment necessary. Call 452-6116. It's quick, it's easy, and in most cases, free with your insurance. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Open 6 days a week to care for you and your family.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, my buddy Simon Wheeler with Wheeler Power Sports. Stop by the studio. Simon, what's going on post-Christmas?
If you have a name brand motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side you would consider selling or trading, call or text or use bike buyers at 479-783-5822 or visit us online at WheelerPowersports.com. Buy, sell, or trade Wheeler is the one for 2025. Try to be Fort Smith's authorized dealer for Kawasaki, Suzuki, Polaris, and Slingshot.
Simon Wheeler at Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Except we've got SEC buyers. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Plenty of good SEC basketball games later on tonight. Maybe the most prominent being the Tennessee Volunteers taking on the Florida Gators. Todd Golden going against Rick Barnes. Todd Golden's team trying to bounce back after a 6-point loss in Lexington. Tommy, that's at 6 o'clock on ESPN2. Kentucky takes on Georgia at the same time on the SEC Network. Auburn at Texas, marquee game in Austin, 8 o'clock. ESPN2, Mississippi State at Vanderbilt tonight on ESPNU, and then LSU at Missouri at 8 o'clock. So you've got only one ranked matchup tonight, but it's 2 top 10 teams, and we'll see what happens. And I almost called it, what is it called? I think it's Azteca. It used to be the
O'Connell, the O-Dome.
Yeah.
And then you're right.
Azteca Arena?
Weird name.
I've seen the outside of it when we went to Gainesville this last year when we were doing the show from Ben Hill Griffin. But that's a venue that's going to be rocking later on tonight. I guess it's 7 their time out Eastern.
Can Tennessee keep up with Florida scoring? Florida scored 100 and lost at Kentucky. Wasn't a ton of defense, obviously. Tennessee didn't. I mean, they beat Arkansas by 24, but you talk about 51 rebounds. What do you got to have 51 rebounds? What was it, 29 O boards total? What do you got to have to get all them O boards? You got to have missed shots. Tennessee, you got that box score there with you. I don't have it here with me, but their shooting was 30 some odd percent.
Yeah, 38.
Can Tennessee score enough to keep up tonight with Florida? That's an interesting question going. I think that's the most interesting game of the night.
If I remember hearing that call correctly, Florida has one of the best offensive rebounding rates in the country. It was like top 6, I think. So they are going to be getting after the glass just like Tennessee was. We'll be curious to see which team prevails later on tonight. Speaking of Tennessee, I don't know if you guys caught Rick Barnes post-game, him talking about current Arkansas center Jonas Aidoo. Still got love for him.
I love Jonas, and when I shook his hand, I hugged him. I said, Jonas, I love you, and I do love him because he found a situation that was really hard for him to turn down, and he did it, which I have no problems with it, but I think it was hard. I mean, because he did a lot for us while he was here, but I wish him nothing but the best.
We know as a coach and as a player, like it's a war, pre-game, during game, post game, though, you can share good things about one another, and that's exactly what Barnes did on Saturday after the win over Arkansas, Tommy.
Well, and I'm sure he hated to see the fans every time Jonas got the ball, they were booing, and any chance they got a moment in the dead ball or whatever to boo Jonas Aidoo, they did. That's going to happen here at some point. A player's going to leave and go play for another team. They're going to come in here. We've already seen it in football. How you gonna handle those situations? But I thought his words were kind, but they're also aimed at getting the next recruit. Coaches are going to be very very reserved in criticizing a player for leaving their program for what sounds like, if you read between the lines, a better financial situation at Arkansas.
Yeah. All right, last thing here, your SEC update. One of the guys that you played this past Saturday, Chaz Lanier, was named co-SEC Player of the Week along with Kobe Brea. Chaz was fantastic, 29 points on you. Hopefully if you play him in Nashville, he won't do that again because
and he had a ton of rebounds too in that game.
Ooh, did that got listed?
I remember right.
Yeah, and that Milicic kid got 18, so that was the other one that was just like, man, that kid is 6 of them offensive. So that was a stat line you want on your team, not on the opposing team.
Mm-hmm.
Just didn't stack up.
But again, to get all those O boards, you got to miss shots. Shots have to be missed, and so Tennessee's going to do a better job offensively putting the ball in the hole and keeping up with possessions. When they play Kentucky, they play Florida tonight. Alabama's another game where you got to be effective on your possessions that you get.
All right, that is your SEC update here on a Tuesday.
All right, that brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72, off of I-49 in Springdale. The biggest brands like Grand Design, Forest River, and Brinkley are all there. Lifetime warranty on every new RV they sell at Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72, off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV. Did you see the picture I texted you during the break?
Yeah, I mean,
we got snow covering the ground.
What is going on?
What is going on, Tommy?
Ruskin just came in, said there's no snow in Rogers. We got snow covering the ground of the parking lot here in.
Back that up. Who just came in?
Oh, Ruskin.
It's 10:30.
Oh, he's been here 30 or 45 minutes.
He usually doesn't get there until like 12:30. He's there early. He knew you were doing the show
the facade.
today.
Oh,
he
had
was
no
getting
idea.
there. He was getting there early.
I don't
just
announce
to
my
make sure.
presence, so. No, he's in here working. I mean, I saw him
Wow.
wiping
Two
sweat
things
from
I
his
didn't-
brow a moment ago as he
Look
was
at-
making notes for the show.
He would tell you. Now he likes to say that's just all talent and just off the cuff. I would think that. I didn't think he had to work at
Like
all.
a duck on water. A lot of things going on where you can't
Swan
see.
Lake.
Yeah, a lot of things happening.
Is it
there.
kicking underneath
I
basically?
can tell you right now, there's a lot of snow going on. I say a lot. There's probably half an inch covering the ground right now, and it's been so cold that it's sticking. So anyway, I guess we need snow reports coming up.
That's
So,
coming. You got it this week. It's really not just Arkansas. I mean, you
we
got
got
it
radar here.
surrounding states. We're gonna have to pull up the. I haven't had to pull up the RDOT app in a while.
iDrive,
yeah.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, the art. Yeah, and so I'll have to pull that out several times this week just to update our audience on what's going on. And again, man, is it too late to play this song? It's like post Christmas, but is it? The kid in me is like excited for these next couple days. It's January the 7th. Am I allowed to play this song?
I think "Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow" is apropos.
Okay.
There's no mention of Christmas in the song at all. Yeah.
I didn't think so, but I just some people would.
I am
bristle
watching
when they hear
snow
that.
out the window, and I'm looking at the radar here. It's something wrong. It is showing nothing on the radar right now. That can't be right. I'm on
Tell me
weather.com.
weathermen are wrong. Weather ladies
I
are
don't-
wrong.
Just
women-
probably trying to sell me a subscription.
That
or
is
something.
really the toughest job. And you think coaches at after losses they get railed, but is there anyone that gets just crapped on more than weathermen and weatherwomen saying that snow is predicted and then snow doesn't happen? Like I truly feel for someone that predicts that, like just falling. I don't know if it's metrics or whatever formula or whatever. Again, that's beyond me. Derek would know because he actually did it back in the day. But if they don't get it right, they are obliterated. I mean, it is nuts. I think they get tethered more than coaches after losses sometimes when it comes to predicting or not predicting correctly the weather that's ahead in days.
When it snows, does Darby Bybee have to buy any groceries this time of the year? Does he just walk in and they say, "Right this way, sir. Let me take you to we have got bread on reserve for you"? I mean, how does that work? If you're in that business, is it just free groceries this time of the year, just to predict snow?
I would think so. Yeah, they're people were happy about it. I mean, who's not happy about snow? I guess I'm trying concession people at Bud Walton. If there's less people that show up for the game tomorrow, or not tomorrow night, but more. I guess
I
it
tell
would be
you, who's
tomorrow
probably
night.
not happy about is my wife, and that's because the kids have been home for 3 weeks.
Oh.
They went back to school today, and now there's a chance they won't go back to school the rest of the week, right? So she finally gets the house to herself all day. I'm out working. The kids are at school. Peace and quiet finally returns. And then you get a snow day. And snowed and done anything while we've been gone for Christmas. And now, so the stay-at-home mom, that's who's upset about this.
I think that that seems warranted. Laura seems warranted to be angry or frustrated if I were her. I remember
she wants some peace and quiet.
I was a little turd to my dad and my stepmom if I didn't get my way back in the day. I'm not like that now because I'm matured at 30 years old all these years later, but I feel for the moms and dads out there that have had to endure their kids' wrath here these last couple weeks.
Well, what you should do is get by Art's Barbecue and get you some ribs, some brisket, some smoked chicken. Take an Artilio platter. The Artilio has everything you can imagine, bunch of sides, 4 or 5 meats on there, and you can just take that home, and then you got that to feast on if you're going to get snowed in for there. Looks to me like you're going to get less than an inch in northwest Arkansas on Thursday into Friday, and then a couple of inches in the Fort Smith area, and then a little heavier moving south. Appears to be it, but I mean we got snow coming down in Springdale right now, and the radar is clear. So I don't know what's happening right now with that. But get by Arts; they can get you fixed up. Great place for lunch today, and warm up with one of their hand-patted, handmade burgers as well at Arts Barbecue on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. So, all right, we still got to do CJ's Trivia, right? Got that coming up. A few more things to get to. Want to tell you about Gaston's White River Resort winter rates, and boy, is it winter. Winter rates are in effect right now, up to 40% off a night's lodging at Gaston's when you make your reservations now. January, February, March, Those are great times to get to Gaston's. Expert guides are there to take care of the boat, bait the hooks, take care of the fish, do everything. So if you say, well, I've never done this before, I don't know what I'm doing, you don't have to know what you're doing. You can just go to Gaston's, and one of their guides will take care of everything. It's great for kids and grandkids of all ages. Their safety, your safety and your kids' safety is paramount in the boat with those guides as well. So plan a trip the kids will never forget at Gaston's White River Resort, 870-431-5202, and ask about winter rates at Gaston's. First-class time every time.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk. Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, and college basketball to NHL and UFC, head to BetOnline today and don't forget to use the promo code BELIEVE for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
With the new Lux Cravings box from Taco Bell, $7 goes a long way. A cheesy gordita crunch stacked with layers of luxury. A Doritos Locos Tacos, extravagantly crispy. A beefy 5-layer burrito overflowing with cheesy indulgence. It's all you want and more. For less. The new $7 Lux Cravings box from Taco Bell. It's Lux for less.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, and college basketball to NHL and UFC, head to BetOnline today and don't forget to use the promo code BELIEVE for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
With the new Lux Cravings box from Taco Bell, $7 goes a long way. A cheesy gordita crunch stacked with layers of luxury. A Doritos Locos Tacos, extravagantly crispy. A beefy 5-layer burrito overflowing with cheesy indulgence. It's all you want and more.
The 9783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
We're back here on a snowy edition of the Morning Rush Tuesday. Tommy, are you ready? Have you got Laura to stock up? If the kids have to come up, because I know they eat you at a house and home. I'm good. I got my tacos. I got my frozen pizza because I got my eggs. But are you ready for your kids and their food appetite that's set to increase during the snow days coming up?
I mean, I don't know how much it costs during Christmas break. I mean, but they eat like 5 meals a day. It's unbelievable how much they eat.
You need to have one of those passes that Darby gets when it comes to the grocery store. It's like, make room. My kids are back. They're back.
And what makes it worse is the modern day conveniences where at the push of a button, they will just bring groceries to your door. Because then you just get a hankering for something, and drink all the Cokes up. It doesn't matter. They'll bring more to you. It's not real money. Is
that how it works in your household, Colton? I'm just happy that my credit card only is endorsed and signed by me.
That door dashing and Bite Squad, all that stuff, or the convenience that Tommy said, that is a dangerous game. It is really easy to be like, man, I do want one of those, and I don't want to have to brave the elements to go get it.
I talk a big
what
game.
What would you do for a Klondike bar? Well, I'll push this button right here,
Now.
$15 later, my Klondike bar's here.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, now they don't even charge you to deliver this stuff anymore. It's just
free promotions.
Well, I mean, you get the Walmart Plus membership or whatever, they just bring it to your door.
How much is that costing you a month?
Well, it's like $100 a year.
Oh, that's not bad.
And I don't ever have to go to the grocery store. Just get on there and order it. Hey, I think I want a rotisserie chicken. There's like a minimum. Well, there's because you sit there and you say, I think I need a rotisserie chicken right now.
Never be hungry walking into the grocery store.
Yeah, that's how they make money. Volume.
Do you think Ty would make a good Instacart shopper, the person that goes and gets all the things that you're looking for? I think that he would because he's real thorough. I think that he would definitely ask 100 questions till he got the exact one that you wanted.
But how much would he get done? Would he be effective and efficient, or would it just take him too long? That's a speed job. You gotta have a lot of turns in the day. Could he get it done, or would he be dotting too many I's, crossing too many T's?
I'm going to be honest. I'd be effective.
You'd be in the way. I mean, you'd have that part of the job down. You'd be right in the middle of the aisle, blocking everybody where they couldn't get through.
All right, on that note, let's do some trivia.
Yeah.
I'm ready for one of them Butcher Boys.
Yeah, CJ.
CJ's Butcher Boy. My God.
This is CJ's Trivia Tuesday, presented by CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in Fayetteville and Russellville.
Now, Doug is a big guy. He couldn't even finish all of his, and I finished all mine.
But he got the number 2, didn't he?
I did too.
Trust me, that is a burger to die for.
When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best.
All right, so Jerry Jones, often in the headlines, he's talking about Mike McCarthy. We played a few of those clips this morning. I wanted to go back to a crucial trade that was made to start the Dallas Cowboy dynasty in the 90s. What marquee player, 1989, did Jerry Jones trade to the Minnesota Vikings? 877-377-6963. Must call to win a $25 gift card. See, sometimes I
That
come
might be
up
the
with,
easiest one ever.
Well, here's the deal. I come up with hard ones and no one knows them, and I'm like, okay, I got to throw softballs to people because I want people to eat some burgers, fries, and shakes from CJ's. So I have to balance this out as best I can.
Well,
when it comes
we
to
just
this.
don't know as much as you, Ty.
No, it's not. Okay, of course you would turn that on me. No, it's like you have to. It's harder than you think to come up with a trivia question.
You're correct.
Because it's
You're
like
right
you
about
think
that.
you have a good one, and you do because no one can get it right, and then you go back and it's like, okay, this will be like somewhat easy, and then I get a comment like yours, like it's a 5th grade math test. Which, by the way, I think we'd both fail right now if we took a 5th grade math test.
When they introduced letters to math, I'm out.
You're done. Okay. All right, let's see who we got. First caller, Colton, is...
We got Chad.
Chad, you were up first here on CJ's Trivia Tuesday. What is the answer to our question?
Herschel Walker.
That is correct. Yeah. Hang on the line. We will get to you for your information after this. Herschel Walker. I mean, you think about the impact that Jerry Jones immediately had. Guess let go of Tom Landry. Did this trade, which based on what I read, I went around in 1989, but based on what I read, it was not the most popular of trades. Turned out pretty stinking good. They
got a lot for it, didn't
he? And won 3 Super Bowls. And I know sometimes
probably his best trade ever, maybe his best transaction ever in hindsight.
Yeah.
Because it set the table for everything else that followed.
Yeah. So that is, again, your CJ's Trivia Tuesday. We do it every single Tuesday around 10:45. Our friends Keith Wilson and their entire team always ready to serve you in both Fayetteville and in Russellville, the Weddington location in Fayetteville and the Russellville location on Arkansas Avenue, the OG, the original. I love stopping by on both. My brother, every time he comes in from Las Colinas, right outside of Dallas, he gets himself a CJ's Butcher Boy burger. It's the best burger in all of Arkansas. Fries, got to get that fry sauce to go along with it. I'm a fan of the cake batter shake, chocolate, strawberry. They've got them all. Butterscotch, I think, as well. So if you're in the market and you haven't decided where you're going to lunch today or you want a good burger this week, then stop on by and see Keith and his team in Fayetteville, Keith and Sally and their team in Russellville. CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best. And let me tell you, they are at CJ's. Tommy, I just got this text, and I hadn't looked at the SeatGeek or whatever it is yet. But have you gotten a glance at ticket prices for the game in Rupp Arena coming up on February the 1st between Arkansas and Kentucky? Any idea what some of these tickets are going for right now?
Oh, I'd say $800 to $1,000 would probably be in the marketplace, would it?
These tickets, Tommy, the screenshot I just got, are going from anywhere from $7,500 to $12,000.
Really?
For one ticket.
That's crazy.
Yeah, these secondary market prices are absurd. The upper decks are the lowest one I'm seeing is a little more than $1,700 for upper decks up top. Curious to see. Again, Kentucky won their first conference game this past weekend against Florida. Arkansas dropped theirs. Hopefully the Razorbacks. And honestly, Tommy, I've said this. I want the Wildcats to be good when we walk into that arena. I really do. I don't want it to be a situation where both teams are kind of dwindling or not having the best of seasons. You want that to be as titanic of a matchup. You wanted it to have that 90s feel when no one would walk into Rupp Arena and look at Patino across the way, and it was just a juggernaut match. Yeah. Pope and Cal has the aura of one of those guys. Pope doesn't necessarily have it this early in his career, but that's what you want coming up here in about a month from now.
Couple things real quick on the Bet Saracen app right now. Tennessee is catching 4 in Saturday's game against Florida. So Florida favored by 4. That's a little bit surprising. And Kentucky and Georgia, you think that what would you think that line would be?
Kentucky by 6.
2.5 right now.
They're getting a lot of love to help me on Mike White. They're getting a lot of love to Mike White and the Bulldogs.
So, hey, Matt, our friends at Modular Orange. Be sure and check them out, modularorange.com, $95 a month with no upfront cost, no additional fees. They can build your website. Austin and his team help you write, design, host, create, do everything your website needs. Go to modularorange.com, see examples of the work and more details, or call 479-755-3043, or again, modularorange.com.
A weather update from Cal before we go.
From what I understand, it's going to be cold again.
It's going to be cold again. Bundle up. Halftime coming up next with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded